Good evening, traders. So it's January the 13th. I'm running sort of 3 positions and I've got a few on watch. So if I start with the running positions, Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, I'm expecting, this is sort of my target 1 here, recent highs, and my long-term target is the 1.6 Fibonacci extension. So on the 1 hour here, we can see we'd created sort of the double bottom, and I took this simply on the 5-minute 50 EMA break on a breakout strategy. Only because there's clear support, and then we had the double bottoms as well. Stop is really protected, well below sort of the recent lows. At the moment we're sort of consolidating, so I'm expecting a move upwards. Stops at break even. I didn't want to put it to +1 just because it doesn't really leave a lot of room to breathe. So just letting this one play out for the time being. If we go on to sort of the larger time scale, the only problem that we do have is, you can see we've got this upward sloping trend line here, and obviously if price does come down to here, we'll be pretty much at entry, and at the moment it's running around about 2%, 2.5%. So that's Aussie dollar. You can see we've got a nice breakout of this channel as well. So this is quite a nice trade. Obviously we were watching this for quite some time, and we were on the, so for the Elliott wave, obviously this was 1, this is 2, this is 3, and then we've had the pullback for 4, and then we're looking for the last move 5, and then same again, you know, up again, that'll be the Elliott wave, back down, same again. And then we have Euro Aussie that was entered today. So Euro Aussie is something that I've been looking at more sort of on a weekly basis, but I did want just to get in this really because we do have a downside target of around this area. I do think it will go further, but this is quite a choppy pair, so this will be held for quite some time. Target 1 is here, so the support level at 158. And essentially it's a little bit messy here, but essentially I was interested when we got to 382, which was here. This is where I had my original alert set. Obviously this was broken, and when price broke back down below the 1 hour 50 EMA on the 30-minute candle is when I entered. That was at 11:30 this morning, so literally around about here. So around about there. Stop is above the recent highs. So here, it's quite a nice position. And we obviously have on the higher time frame bias to hit this sort of weekly trend line, but as I say, it is a very choppy pair, so it's just one to watch out for. And then Kiwi CAD, I've been in this since last week. As you can see, sort of a longer term bias, we're looking for price to come up and hit this downward sloping trend line. And if we look on the 4 hour here, actually let's start on the 1 hour and it'll become a bit obvious. So we had sort of price breakout and retest the 1 hour 50 EMA, and I'm sure if we were to draw sort of a fib level in here, it reacted from 382 fib. Since then it's been chopping. I did draw this sort of trend line in because I was expecting price to sort of react just obviously at the bottom just here, but it hasn't. I'm going to let this one play out. I've accepted the risk, so we'll just see. Stop on this is actually below the lows, so yeah, it's just sort of around break even at the moment. The only downside to this one is it does have sort of like it's just chop. It's not looking great really. I mean, I'll probably reassess it by the end of the week, and we'll go from there. But I'll wait until Friday. If it hasn't, if it's still chopping around here, then I'll probably close it out. But need to give it some time. Obviously, we have had some bad Kiwi news, and then we've had a potential missile hit a base with US soldiers, which is obviously will affect the Kiwi dollar as well, because risk will go on. But they're the sort of the three running positions, and then we have Aussie yen. Aussie yen's of interest. As you can see, we've got this downward sloping trend line, and we're at this level. We're at the weekly 50 EMA, and you can see we're sort of consolidating. I was hoping, to be honest, is a break of this trend line to come back, retest 618 Fibonacci with a nice high test, and then straight back down. But at the moment, it's breached 78 fib. So it's at a point now where I'm just watching it. It is of interest. I do favour the move to the downside, but we'll just see what happens on this one. CAD yen is at a interesting level actually, because it's just broken the 84 handle, and the 84 handle is very respected if you backtest this. But I will wait now. If we see a weekly close above this level of 84, then I'll probably look to play this a little bit higher. But at the moment, I'm just looking for shorts back down to value, so back down to this daily 50 EMA. But I need to see something obvious before I enter. And then where are we? So we've got pound Aussie. So pound Aussie, I'm expecting sort of a move up, and then I'm expecting to go down. But we'll just sort of wait and see with this one. It's just on watch. Pound dollar is interesting now. So pound dollar, this was called actually when we took profit up here. We're expecting sort of a move down to this level. So on the daily 50 EMA, you can see sort of prices it's rejected the 50 EMA. If we go down to the 1 hour, you can see we've got this downward sloping trend line. For me to take this long early, I would need to see a break of this trend line and then a retest of that 1 hour 50 EMA. The only downside to that is then price would have reacted against that 4 hour 50 EMA. So you've got quite a negative confluence there. So it is on watch. It is interesting. Obviously, if we see a huge bullish move breaking that 4 hour 50 EMA, we'll simply wait for the retest and take this up to sort of this level here or the recent highs. But I am expecting price to come down a little bit lower before going long. Kiwi Swiss is interesting as well. If we look on a weekly time frame, we can see we've got sort of this downward sloping trend line here. Probably a little bit clearer on the monthly because you can see the body closes rather than the wicks. So again, we're just simply looking for price just to come back to this sort of area of value. So that is where the monthly 50 EMA is. You're at 1.6 on the Fibonacci level. Reacted against the daily 50 EMA, but I think it's where we had the news event today. So we'll just see what happens with this. This may be a fake out, and then if we can see a break above the daily 50 EMA, then I will take this long with a stop below the lows, targeting here. So simply targeting 1.6 Fibonacci, and then these levels here. So there's a couple of bits on watch, but we'll just sort of wait and see. Obviously, where I'm in sort of 3 positions already, I don't want to be too overexposed, so I'll need to wait for something, something prime before I'm entering.